Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be doing something different. I want to show off two products in particular, actually three products I wanted to show off. The first being the Black Moon Cosmetics. I use their black lipstick. It is absolutely to die for. But this is I don't know if it's a lipstick or a lip gloss. I think it is something called the topper, which is like they're just like a thinner formula, whether it's a sparkle or a pigmented color. It's just meant to go over a different shade of lipstick. That's why they're called toppers. But I believe this is a topper, but it is in the color slime. I don't know if they're still selling it. I don't know if it's a Halloween exclusive, but look at that. That's amazing. So I want to try this really bad because I've seen it on Instagram. It looks very cute and very unique because of how bright green it is. So yeah, that's a good one. The Terra Moon Cosmetics pressed highlighter in Light Year. It's like a multi-reflect. It's primarily green, but it does appear like a little bit of like blue, a little bit of pink, mostly green. It's a very powerful highlighter. I can't wait to use it in a few spots on my face. At least that's what I'm thinking. And I'm also reaching for the Reanimator palette again because after discussing the purple and mentioning this green shade right here, Reanimate, I mentioned that I used it, but I really should show it off because when I tell you, it is a very cool, unique pigmented green. And as I've mentioned in a previous video, when it comes to the lab side of things, green is a very difficult pigment to make, especially light greens or neons. Green is difficult. But I think Creature Cosmetics nailed it, truthfully. So those are the three like green themed products I wanted to show off. So today's look is going to be primarily green with red blush. And I know you're like, red and green, that's weird. But red, green, and black. I'm inspired by these new Return to the Living Dead pants that I got. They're like, they almost look like a urban like comic book type design. They're these really awesome stretchy pajama pants. I got them from Fright Rags, which is a really cool company that makes horror themed clothing. So I watched the movie this morning. I'm wearing these pants. I am feeling comfortable. So today we're gonna do something different. We're gonna do something that's very goth clown. But I'm in the mood to have a little fun. I don't know why I took 4 minutes to say let's have some fun, but here we are. All right, so I already moisturized my face. I didn't prime my face because, to be honest, I don't know how long I'm going to wear this look. I don't know if it's going to come out good. I just really wanted to focus on moisturizing rather than use my primer that's already half gone. So I just focused on some moisturizing. So yeah, we're just going to do it over moisturizer. So if it doesn't look as good as it normally could, I'm not too worried about it because at least I know it's just because I skipped the primer step. So let's start with our Tarte Shape Tape and just go to town. I know that I'm looking a little, what's the word? Like I just don't look well barefaced right now. Like my eyes are puffy, I'm tired. And the truth is I don't really feel well, which is the other reason I wanted to do this because it's like, when you feel like shit, it's nice to have fun. So, sorry for the mirror reflection. I'll have to go a little harder on the concealer today because my eyes look the way they do right now. Oh my gosh. So my acne is acting up again. Not sure why. So my face will go from completely clear to me having like a train wreck like around this area. But I think chin and cheeks are hormonal, or the chin is hormonal, so I don't know. All right, then we take our e.l.f. sponge. Mine's such a mess. Ugh. Sorry, just trying to get the concealer out of my waterline there. Sometimes that happens. Hold on one sec. Okay, good. You really don't want concealer or foundation in your eyes, like, ever. So yeah, just do, if that ever happens, just take a hot second, wipe it out. Alright. Do. Since this look is inspired by horror movies, I figured I would just kind of rant about horror movies for a minute. Obviously, I'm trying to remember my very first horror movie. I can't remember if it was Ghostbusters or if it was, Lost Boys, which is the 80s one about the vampire kids. It was either Ghostbusters or, oh my gosh, what did I just say? Lost Boys, sorry. Those were, like, the earliest I can remember. It was probably Ghostbusters, to be honest, because, I don't know, I just feel like I remember that one a little further back than Lost Boys, but those were, like, my two, like, first horror movies. And then I saw Alien, which made a huge impact on me. That movie scared the shit out of me. But I love it because of that. And then I saw, what did I see? Oh, Return of the Living Dead, because one night it was on TV, and when I was a kid, I used to have a TV in my room. So imagine you're 7 years old, and you're minding your business, you're watching TV at night when you're not supposed to be, and that's when I saw the scene with Tarman for the very first time. If you've never seen Return of the Living Dead, stop this video, go to your YouTube search bar, type in Tarman, and watch that scene of, like, him coming out for the first time. Oh my God, I was terrified. Terrified. Even when I watch the movie now, I get these, like, jitters kind of when that scene comes up, only for the sake of, like, nostalgia. Just being so scared because you're like, first of all, I'd, like, never seen a zombie movie. Second of all, it's that scene. And let's be honest, the practical effects of the creature itself are incredible. Like, they look so good. And it's, the movie's very dark, even though it's really, really funny, and it has really clever ideas for the zombie genre. Sorry, I can't talk. But, it's a really good movie for how, like, campy it is. It's an 80s horror comedy leaning a little harder into the horror aspect. But it is probably my favorite zombie movie ever. Return of the Living Dead. It's good. Um, Obviously, Linnea Quigley, chef kiss. She's so beautiful. Warning, there's some nudity in the movie, so, like, if you're offended by it, don't watch it, I guess, or fast forward through Linnea Quigley's scene. But yeah, she's stunning. She's so pretty, even when, I don't want to spoil the movie completely, but even when something bad happens to her, like, she's so pretty. And I'm just like, wow. So, always appreciate Linnea Quigley when she shows up. So, Return of the Living Dead. Let's see. Army of Darkness, which is the third movie in the Evil Dead trilogy. That was a good one. It's not really a horror movie so much as it's very much a comedy. The first Evil Dead is very grotesque, no comedy, primarily horror. The second one is the perfect balance of those two. Also still very gross, very over the top. The second one is the, like, cult favorite, but when it comes to being scary, I like the first one more, on the scary aspect, because there is no comedy in the first one. So the first one's genuinely creepy and unsettling and gross. Whereas the second one, like, it's the same thing, but then, you're also laughing and you're also, like, having a good time. Whereas the first one's very much uncomfortable, if that makes sense. But yeah, the third one, Army of Darkness, it's mostly, like, the comedy is slapstick, the acting is goofy, the plot is over the top. It's just like a fun movie. It's not meant to be scary at all. It's almost like a wink to the trilogy itself. It's just a very strange, out there sequel, but it's a lot of fun. Look at that green. Holy shit. I have to do another layer, obviously. But isn't that so, like, wow. There is, let's see, there's no fallout on my face, which is great. There was quite a bit of fallout in the pan just now. But even still, like, there's an imprint of a coffin in the pan, and you can still kind of see the coffin, even though I've been going pretty hard. So there's that. So you're not wasting a ton of product, I guess, is what I meant to say by that. One more layer over here. Yeah, it's very, like, slime green. Like, I'm obsessed. It's very cool. And like I said, what's impressive about it to me is Creature Cosmetics is a small business. Like, they only have a certain amount of products. See, on that, sorry, real quick, on that, like, third layer, there's a little bit of fallout, but that's 3 layers later. Like, that's great. Okay, anyway, back to what I was saying. Creature Cosmetics is a small business, and their their quality is, it's impressive. Long story short, it is impressive that they pull off such beautiful pigment. And they're a small business, things are not easy. But they're still delivering unique, creative, and beautiful products. Like, that's very impressive to me. So that's why I put these guys, I'll say their name 1,000 times in a video, but it's because I really appreciate them. And they are going through a hard time right now. They did post a GoFundMe link, so I'll have to put that below before I upload. Yes, okay. Like I said, quite a bit of fallout in the pan, but you can still see the coffin. So you're not wasting like a ton. Yeah, and it's crazy, like my brush is still green, but like most of it, the brush didn't eat as much of it as like it could. Especially with like pastels and neons, sometimes half of it just stays on the brush. Okay, set that aside for a second. All right. Oh, I forgot to pull out my eyeliner. Hello. All right, we got our tried and trues, super precise eyeliner by Essence and Perversion by Urban Decay. Let's, Oh, that's right, because I'm going to do the glitter in the middle. Okay. Sorry, I just had to think about that for a sec. Sorry, I'm going to go back to talking about horror movies, I promise. I just need to work on my eyes for a sec. Whoopsie. Okay. I know it's really long. I'm trying to be dramatic. We'll see if it works out. I may have to redo it. And that's okay. My hands are kind of shaky just because, like I said, I don't really feel good today. No big deal. It happens. But yes, maybe. This one's wonky, but I'm going to work on it. They don't seem even at all. They're not. How do I fix this? I was just saying how my hands are shaky and I don't feel good. And my eyeliner's like, boop. You know what, though? I can fix that. Hold on. Just gotta be a little creative sometimes in our problem solving. It's just like drawing, I guess, according to my friends that know how to draw. Except, unfortunately, I don't have an eraser. Okay, so if I go big, I can cut across. And then try to go big on this side. Okay. Ooh. You know what a good thing I always try to ask people who are like, oh, I'm a huge horror fan. primarily when people say they're a horror fan, they don't really, like, they don't delve past, like, the 80s, really. Sometimes. Um, but, you know, it's like the 70s had the Hammer horror, which had Christopher Lee as Dracula. Those were pretty wild sometimes. Um, you know, there's, like, the 50s stuff, which is strange, like the Wasp Woman and, like, Vincent Price stuff, like House on Haunted Hill. Everybody remembers the 2000s or 90s remake, whatever it was. House on Haunted Hill? Is that what I think I think so. Um, but, like, the Vincent Price one is really, really good. The most unsettling movie that Vincent Price ever made for me personally was The Last Man on Earth, which was remade into oh, what the fuck was it called? It's the Will Smith vampire movie. I don't remember what the remake is called, but the original with Vincent Price is The Last Man on Earth, and it's so unsettling because the vampires are just people, so they talk to him and they argue with him, and, like, you know, the ending and just, like, everything about it was just very, like, too real. Plus it was made, I believe, in the 60s, so, you know, it's low budget, so there's not a lot of, like, you know, it's not special effects heavy or gore heavy, or, you know, it's very much a very human plot, which I like. But yeah, so that movie hit me hard when I watched it. It was just very beautiful. These are some extreme wings today. Not proud of it, but you know what? When we make a mistake, we gotta roll with it and just, you know, starting over should be, like, last resort. Okay. That looks insane. Wait for me to fill it in and then fix it. It's gonna take a lot of eyeliner to fill this in, though. Is there, like, a trick? Or a cheat? No, because I don't even have, like, the traditional pot of eyeliner, like the MAC ones or the Maybelline ones. Like, I have one, but it's all dry. Because my dumbass said, oh, I'm going to buy a pot of eyeliner so I can learn how to use the pot and the brush. Because I honestly don't. You know, I'm very much a brush tip girl. I don't like pens. I don't like pots. I don't like brushes. Or not like brush tip, like when you have to use an actual eyeliner brush. I don't like that. So my dumbass was like, oh, I'm gonna get one. And then I never used it, and now it's all dried out and gross because it's old. Like, good job. Also, I blame... Oops, I gotta fix that. That's okay. I blame my horror comedy obsession on my grandparents because Young Frankenstein was a frequently watched movie in my childhood. as well as Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, which is very adorable. I watched Abbott and Costello a lot growing up, but the Frankenstein one where Dracula shows up and it's Abbott and Costello dealing with monsters, like that was the best thing ever for me as a kid because I liked scary things, but I also, Abbott and Costello, it's safe, fun comedy. It's, you know, so yeah. Sorry, Grammy and Poppy, I blame you. And it's funny because, to pick back up on the horror movie conversation, um, I, growing up, I looked at everything from a backstage point of view. I looked at everything, all my favorite horror movies, I always approached with a very, like, how did they do that? How, very special effects point of view, ever since I was a kid. And that's very much the Jim Henson part of me at work, just because, like, I always understood that, like, there was more to the magic, basically. Behind the scenes stuff has always been, like, my favorite thing. So, it affected me in a different way when it came to being scared of things. Because when my little sister was younger, she really, really didn't want to watch Friday the 13th because there was a specific scene when somebody's throat gets slit, and she was like, no. And I was like, okay. And in my attempt to make her feel better, I explained to her how um, the scene was done, how there's like a layer of latex and there's like a blood pack underneath the latex, but the latex is thick enough to be skin-like and blah, blah, blah. Because it's a Tom Savini effect, and if I know my effects, I know my Tom Savini. So, ooh, dramatic. See, now that they're filled in, they look so much more even. Isn't that nice? Anywho, I've always approached things from a special effects aspect. And I feel like that's why I like horror movies so much, because they had no choice but to be as creative as possible. Bare bones budget, using, kitchen items for blood, using, their grandmother's living room for a scene. Like, it was very much, let's put on a show, to use like a theater term. Like, let's put on a show. This is how I want the scene to go, and this is the only way I can do it. Because if y'all remember, zombies used to be green, blood used to be like orange, because they only had so much things to work with. Driving a motorcycle through a mall at 2 a.m. because the mall employees come at 5 a.m. so they have to have the movie crew packed up and out of the mall by 5 a.m. Like, you know, renting a cabin in the woods and actually having to sleep in the cabin with all your equipment because the drive is too far and you have no money. Like, that old spirit of, like, actually, like, suffering to get your movie seen. I have a lot of respect for old horror because of that, specifically 70s and 80s horror. Like, it's, let's put on a show. That's very much how I feel about it. And I feel like horror was a lot more creative then, not to, like, be that person. But nowadays, it's a lot of rehashing IPs. And when a good idea does come along, it gets, like, tossed onto Netflix or something, and then nobody sees it, you know? Or, like, all the original ideas are saved for, like, horror video games. And, you know, let's be real, there's so many that it's easy to miss them if it's not, like, a huge IP. Okay. Did I mess that up? No. No, okay. This line was a little thicker, but it honestly, it's pretty even, so it's okay. And there are 2 brushes that I forgot. So I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second. This one. Where's the other one? I know it's in here. There it is. Sorry about that. That green looks so cool. I love it. I know this, like, thing on my head is ridiculous, but it's a headband. It's one of those spa ones. But it kind of pops up in a weird way. But I can't do anything about it. It's just my head shape. Alright, so I'm going to make this a little bit more dramatic. I'm going to take, like, the world's blackest eyeshadow, which is Carbon by MAC. This is like black hole black. This is crazy. I love this stuff. So I'm just going to do one light tap because it's very pigmented. I'm going to blend this out a little bit. Alright. Oh, I did get a little bit of black in here. Not a lot, though. I know how to picture it. Of course, that went better on that side. Well, okay. A little bit more dramatic. Got a little bit of black right here. Just kind of fix that real quick. Oh, you know what? I know how to fix that. 1 sec. We're going to get a little creative here. I have Taco by Sugar Pill, and I'll put a little white layer here before I put the glitter over it. I know how to make it work, I swear. Alright, so we're not using that brush again. Whoops. Drop the other brush. Like I said, my hands are so shaky today. It's like, you know what? What can you do? Oh, cool. Okay. I know it looks weird, but like I said, glitter's going over that, so it's gonna be fine. Alright. I'll do glitter last. So now we're gonna take NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. Sorry, returning to the horror movie conversation. The 90s and early 2000s had some underrated ones. I don't like the remake of House on Haunted Hill, the 90s 2000s one. But you know what? It's nostalgic for some people because, like, not everyone has access to the, Vincent Price one. It's like, not everybody thinks that way. So, or no one was culturally introduced to it that way. A lot of people saw the remake. So there's that. It's nostalgic for people. And one of the movies that's kind of underrated, to be honest, but 13 Ghosts, that movie I am nostalgic for. It's not perfect, but it is a lot of fun to watch. Like, rewatch it. A little. Well, yeah, that's fine. I did a lighter layer on my forehead, but it also doesn't matter. I'm not going anywhere or doing anything. Just getting the foundation off my lips as best I can, because that's annoying. Alright, powder. So today, I'm not using my, I forgot my foundation brush. Oh my goodness. I've actually been very productive today. I built a shelving unit for myself. I built a 3-drawer organizer. I put together a desk lamp, one of those fancy ones that's like a light and a magnifying glass. I got one of those for my painting. So for foundation, the powder, we're using the L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour. This stuff rocks. This is a brand new one. I finally said goodbye to my old one that had like this much left. It was all empty in the middle. So this is a brand new one. I'm in the color vanilla. So I'm not using my Maybelline one because I hit pan on it and it's sold out online and in the store. So I just gotta wait. But in the meantime, this is available, so I won't complain because this stuff is great too. Tried and true. Literally so pretty. The foundation, I mean. Why does it look different on camera? Oh my god. That's crazy. Okay. Well, I can assure you, it does not look that orange in person. That's interesting. This actually happened the other day, too. I wonder if it's just the phone picking up colors the way it does. Like the camera, if that makes sense. Interesting. Alright, so that's good. Now we are going to put on lashes. The 90s horror boom also gave us Scream, which, like, Scream changed the game for sure. Sorry, looking at my eyelashes. Trying to figure out. Yeah, okay. I need to start putting the lashes back in their container so I know which one's for the left eye and which one's for the right eye. Anyway, Scream was a game changer. Wes Craven was a genius. I don't know. When it comes to horror comedy of the 80s and horror comedy of the 2000s are not the same thing. Like, when I tell people I like horror comedy, they refer to, like, Scary Movie and like, I'm sorry, I know people are nostalgic for Scary Movie. I fucking hate those movies. They're not funny. They're annoying. I never thought they were funny. I never did. And that sucks because there are some good jokes like sprinkled in, but like the whole sitting through the whole movie, like I was just annoyed. It's never been funny to me, and that's so sad because like those movies are very nostalgic for people. Like people love those movies, and I just don't. There's a span of time where I had an inside joke with one of my friends that when guys ask you what your favorite horror movie is, say Medea's Halloween. Like, imagine being on a date and you ask a girl who likes horror movies and she responds with Medea's Halloween. Ooh, shit. I definitely got glue on my lower lash line. That is unfortunate. Everything's fixable. It just sucks when that happens because then I have that random sticky spot I can't get off. Okay. That was just a bad glue job. That sounds terrible. Yeah, but being a horror fan in the last, like, 10 years has been, like, a shit show because, it's just them beating a dead horse with all these old IPs. They just keep bringing them back and making a movie nobody likes and bringing them back and making a movie nobody likes. And, like, I have to rewatch the new Halloween movies for me to really, like, have a decent opinion worth talking about. I just have to revisit them and then I can, because that's one thing I will say, not to sound like a dick, because, like, I literally worship John Carpenter, but not Halloween Kills, the one before it was very forgettable. So, I don't know. Like I said, I have to revisit them, and then I can really talk about the Halloween series. Talk about a series that's been, like, beaten to death and brought back, and beaten to death and brought back. But, like I said, being a horror film person is kind of difficult lately. That's why, like, I love YouTube so much, because, people can make essentially movies, but I don't know. You'd be surprised what you can find when you just kind of look for type in random things, look for fan films. There's a lot that can be done. All right, so well, now we're going to do blush. I was just thinking about the glitter placement, but we'll get there. So I'm using red blush, the Love Me Not by ColourPop. Mine's broken, so I have to be careful when I open it. I say broken, I just mean it fell, like, the pan's not glued to the plastic part anymore, so I have to be careful. That happened with my other ColourPop blush the other day too, but there's nothing wrong with the pigment or the product. It's just the glue let go. These aren't really new, so. Oh, and I have a IT Cosmetics blush for this one. Ooh, that looks very pink. That's not what I want. We're gonna have to go in hard. There we go. I say we're not going for watermelon. We're going for red. But again, it might not be perfect. It's just, we're trying to figure it out as we go. Next time I'll use orange if I have to. We will see. It's a little bit more pink than I want it to be. But I'm also comparing it to the Morphe blush that I have. Which I wonder. Hold on a second. I have an idea. Oops, wrong drawer. I'm going to take the Coppertunity Morphe blush, which is this, like, grungy color. I'm going to add some of that and see. Not a lot, just a little. That helped a little. Wait a minute. Okay. Don't ask me why I brought the blush up. It just kind of makes my nose look different. What the fuck? A little down there as well. Good enough. Okay. So that's something. Sorry, I'm a little tired. So if I lose my train of thought and stuff, just, I apologize. Oops. No, we're good. Alright, so now I'm going to take light ear. I have to be careful. It's in a little pan. Alright. And we're just gonna... Oh, that looks good. Okay. Oops, I got a little on my cheeks. Oh well. Okay. Definitely should have did glitter before blush, but I didn't know. I had no clue. Lesson learned. I'm still gonna put it on like the tip of my nose and stuff. I'm still doing that. I'm like, you know what? Let me do that now, actually. Oh, so cute. Wow. Just a little. Wow, cool. It's bad. I unironically say, wow. Like, that's not good. That it's unironic. Okay. Gotta put it back in its little folder here. Because it's so pigmented, it makes a huge fucking mess. But yeah, Terra Moon Cosmetics, they make these incredible reflective, like, multi-chrome shadows. It's just really good. Highlighters and stuff. Alright, so I'm just going to take a black lip liner, generic. So I'm going to take a black lip liner. Instead of doing black lipstick, I just want to see how this sits on the liner. Plus the black lipstick by Black Moon Cosmetics, it is beautiful, but it is a bitch to get off. So we're just going to go with a lip liner right now. Okay. I need to sharpen this so bad. Perfect. Okay. Damn, I like murdered this black lip pencil. It's kind of a drying one, but that's okay. It's a brand I don't recommend, so just get a generic black lip liner or an eyeliner that's not, get like the Kohl eyeliners, Kohl. All right, so now we're going to take the slime topper and we're going to see how this looks. I hope it looks crazy. That's my goal. That's what I hope. All right, so first impressions, here we go. Oh. I was right, it's a topper. Ooh. Don't need to get black all over it. Always wipe off your dough foots if the colors combine on it, because you don't want to dip black or any other pigment back into the jar, because then it mixes the colors together and it makes your color muddy. Wow. Okay. So it turned the black into like a sparkly, like snake green. So I'm going to add one more layer because I really want it to be bright, hopefully. Ooh. That looks so cool. Oh my God. All right, great first impression. Just like I said, make sure you clean off your dough foot so that there's no black pigment on it. That's what I'm doing. Because see, there was like a lot of black in the first wipe. Yeah, so if you have a topper, just always clean off the dough foot. Otherwise, like I said, your colors are going to get muddy as fuck. Oh my God. That's so cool. Okay. So I definitely recommend it over a lipstick because this particular lip pencil is very drying. So my lips are very uncomfortable. It's not this though. Like I said before I even put this on, the lip liner was just drying. So definitely put it over a liquid lipstick or just a regular like satin or matte tube lipstick, whatever. This is a topper, so it can go over anything. It looks really pretty. That's so cool. Wow. I might do a little bit more highlighter. Oops. Ooh, dramatic. Perfect. All right. Like I said, you gotta put it back in the package every time, otherwise this is like loose and getting glitter everywhere. She's on the loose. All right. Now I'm gonna put the wig on. Everybody's favorite part. Should I have had this ready? Yes. All right, 1 second. Damn, this looks cute. Okay, so this was the little green themed makeup look I did. Special shout out to the Creature Cosmetics Reanimator palette, of course. And Black Moon Cosmetics, the lip topper and slime. Also, just check out Black Moon Cosmetics in general. Their products are very beautiful. All right, so that was my little green get ready with me. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for sticking with me. Like I said, I'm just not feeling the best today, but yeah, makeup is fun and it helps me feel better. It's a funkier, less exhausting art. But yeah, so have a nice day.